Hey guys, welcome to my channel, A Guiding Light. My name is Candice. Today we are doing a general reading, so take what fits, leave the rest. Please look in the description box below if you want any more information about the channel. Patreon information, if it's not up yet, it will be soon. I'm almost done working on it. My email address, people ask about donation information, that's in there. And any other information that you may be looking for. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, send kudos, whatever applies, just for giving back a return of energy and my time. And obviously, just if this has helped you in any way, which I hope it does. So let's see if this is for you. So this is a little bit of a hard energy. I'm going to try to navigate it as gently as I can. It's not a super big deal, but it's a little bit different than the readings that have been so far on for this channel. This energy feels to me like somebody feels like they've been wronged or they've been hurt. There is definitely a heartbreak essence to this because it hurts in my heart. There's a lot of confusion going on. I can very much feel it in my head. It's also showing up in the cards. I'll just start and go and piece it together as we go. But in the recent past, you have the Star. Normally, this is a really good card. I'm not really getting that from this. As soon as I saw this card, especially with like what she's doing, and no, not every time someone's doing this is it bad, but it felt like an energetic manipulation. Like somebody wanting to do something to somebody else. It could be energetically, it could be emotionally, it could be physically. So it doesn't have to be like some ears sitting here and doing energetic manipulation or magical or energetic stuff to someone else. It might be, but it could be physical, emotional. Anyways, and this could be you and this could be someone else. Take it, flip it, do whatever you need to do with it. It's a general reading. Take what fits, leave the rest, all of that, right? So I was more getting it like this is whoever I'm talking to, because there's a lot of confusion, a lot of lower vibrational, and a lot of just hurt energy. And I ask you through this, not that there's any judgment or anything, just to kind of bear with me, because there is a lot of confusion and I feel like there's maybe something that you don't know or understand on a bigger level to this or something. So in your present energy, you have the Two of Cups reversed. So I don't know, maybe this has to do with a relationship breaking up. It doesn't matter. This could be life, this could be relationship, this could be friendship, this could be career, this could be whatever. Something that was important to you, though, of a coming together in life. I feel like this might in some way relate to another reading I just did. But either way, this probably happened for you in whatever way. But you're wanting to like return this energy back to whoever did it, whoever hurt you, maybe even just people in general. Like maybe what happened is tending to kind of taint you in some way, or it has the likelihood of it. So because what's crowning this, not crowning like the idea of the reading, but like blocking, like helping or hindering. Everyone I've gotten so far, it's always blocking because of the way I set up the spread. So what's blocking you is this Justice card. Like you want justice, you want to make things right, you want them to pay, you want to feel better, you want to feel justified, you want them to either see how you felt, make things right, you want them to pay, You want them to know, like, you shouldn't have messed with me, you shouldn't have done this to me, whatever. Anything of those energies. It's very egoic, it's very like, watch this. In your likely future, you have the Seven of Swords. So deception, not only being deceptive of mind of yourself, but of others. Also, look at his energy, right? He's a very conniving, low vibrational, manipulative, negative energy. I guess you could be like dealing with this now in the future as far as because, you jumped in the mud with the pigs, but I feel like this is more you. I think the setup of this is like to prevent um where you were, which might have been in a higher vibrational, it might have been in more of an abundant kind of energy, like Nine of Pentacles, life's good, this even star, like magical, connected to your highest self, like type thing. And it's really kind of just tainted your perception because really there just really was a heartbreak here. You have the confusion energy. I can absolutely feel this. And I'll go to these other ones later, but what's tying your present energy to your likely future? Your likely future does not have to happen. It's just based on patterns or the energy currently. It's what's more than likely to happen unless there's something that changes that, and then it can change the likely outcome. The Judgment card. What judgment are you going to make? You know what I mean? Like, are you going to choose to let this go and end a cycle? And honestly, this can go positively or negatively because, like, you do have, the lighter and darker here. Like, it's up to you what cycle you end. Because after this is the World card, right? Like, what cycle do you end? Do you end the one, and it's not permanent, like nothing is permanent, but do you end the one where you were in this kind of normal star card and Nine of Pentacles, that more life is good, abundant energy? I get it, there's heartbreak now, and there's an energy of injustice now. I get that, that's temporary. But your decision, don't make a permanent decision based on a temporary situation. Which I get it. I just said not everything's permanent, but it's going to make it a lot harder to change it back. Like, what decision do you want to make? Do you want to see this from a higher perspective and focus on healing and seeing an abundant mindset of there's not only more in the world, but there's better in the world? Maybe there's a reason even to why it happened, and seeing why it happened, making a better judgment call. Do you want to stay where you are? Do you possibly want to downgrade where you are? Because honestly, this looks like a downgrade possibly because of a misunderstanding or a misjudgment of what happened because of the tainting of the hurt that you feel and the betrayal that you feel. Where not only are you staying where you are, you could literally like change and go lower because of where you are. But you could also use this situation to have more in your life and have better in your life and choose to let this help you level up. Because for whatever reason, whether it's the universe, whether it's you, I don't know what it is, there is a limited time. You have clock time pressure in a rush. I don't know why. I'm not sure why. I don't know if it's because of where you are. I don't know if it's because of what you've set in motion. I don't know if it's because of the decisions you've made. I don't know why. I don't know if it's something outside of us collectively where actually that's a big part too. Like, there's a splitting and you need to decide what side you're on. Okay. And there's a lot of crazy stuff and intense stuff happening, and emotions are high, intensities are high, chaos is high, abundance is also high. But it depends on what you choose to do with it and how you choose to see things when those things happen. Do you choose to rise up? Do you choose to connect to higher sources? Do you choose to create with it and create from wisdom? There is an inner part of you. There's a lot of other, please watch my other videos I've been putting out lately, because this definitely relates with a lot of them, of not letting your emotions deceive you and control you, but also being able to utilize them in a way where you can see what's true and what's not, but you can also utilize it to get to the portal to the higher knowledge, your higher self, your intuition, all of that. You're really at that in between. Which way do you want to go, and who are you inside? What side is speaking to you, and what side are you identifying with? You do not have to identify with this that happened. And I get a lot of people don't look at it like that when they have heartbreak, and they're like, I'm going to identify with this. They're like, I get it, but part of you does. What do you want to identify with? What do you want to be a part of yourself? Do you really want to do this back to other people? Because it doesn't have to be like that. There might have even been something on a bigger level here that was called for you to expand, that was called for you to grow, that was called for you to level up. It was calling for you to be more, to have more, to feel more, to experience more, to be more. Not that you're not everything, but you get what I'm saying, to level up. Because this didn't matter, the cycle needed to go. But also there's a big energy because of the way the world's going right now, and the energies, there's a splitting happening. You can't ignore things anymore. You can't be middle of the road anymore. You can't just like, what are you doing? What are you choosing? Who do you want to be? Like, do you really want this to define you so much that who you want to be is somebody that is like this guy who's conniving and scheming, and who he could hurt or who he could get before they get him? Who can they also make feel how they felt? And I'm going to show the world because they messed with the wrong person. Whatever your situation is, I don't want to build it more than it is, but also don't want to downplay it. You know what your situation is. You know how you're being. And you could take all of this energy and this injustice that happened, and please remember, it may not be an injustice. It might, and it could even on one token. But the world is abundant enough to hold multiple realities. On one hand, there could be a reality it was an injustice. And on the other hand, there could be just as much of a reality that it was something that was brought in and created to your life and done on a higher order to bring in better for you, to choose better for you. And yes, I get it, free will. Oh, I should have chose that. There's limited free will. I mean, life's life. Everyone has their different plans and all that. Your free will is how you choose to create within those things that happen, right? This is your free will. Your free will is not that that thing didn't happen to you. Your free will is how you choose to respond and create and further build yourself to be in this world. That is your free will. There are many things that happen in this life outside of our control. That has nothing to do with free will. Your free will, and I call it limited free will because there are just a lot of things you don't have free will about, but you do have limited free will, and your free will is, like I said, it's in your creation amongst those things that you don't have free will about. It's the way it goes. It's that part of life that just happens and you just move about it as the best you can. Your free will is right now in this. What will are you pushing forward? Who are you going to be? How are you going to choose to respond to this? Which, by the way, if you're wanting to manifest a better energy, do you know that when you put those harmful ill will towards people, wanting things to happen to certain people, whether it's just thoughts, intention, negative thoughts, ill feelings, actual energetic manipulation, actual physical manipulation, actual emotional manipulation, you are taking all or a large portion of your manifestation energies and just throwing them away. Maybe even giving them to that person. Because there are many people who have tried to do stuff like this to me. And I was able to use it to my benefit. It almost always worked out to my benefit. So, do you really want to hand over your level of free will and your abundance and manifestation and even good karma coming back to you? Do you really want to hand that away / throw it away? Wouldn't that suck to do that to that person or those people, and they're getting the stuff that unfortunately you felt like was taken from you? Which I know you're like, well, I'm already kind of there. You're not. It's a play on mind. Bear with me for a second. That doesn't matter, because that's either a misunderstanding, and I'm here right now, or that is something that, trust me, you don't have to worry about. They will either take care of themselves in their own lifetime, or God will handle them. You do not have to. Like, I get about protecting yourself in short term and doing what you have to do. This is not that. Nobody is coming at you. Nobody is whatever. Da 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 da. You are sitting, though, in a prime example or a prime situation where you can create. You could take this confusion. See how they're both smoky? You could take this confusion and you can create from wisdom. And I don't know what despondence means. It doesn't really matter. But you could create. This is like an empress energy. She's got all this growth, all this abundance, all this world, everything within her. I'm just going to go off the thing of this card because I don't know. I don't feel like the word matches with this. It seems like something different. But you can create this Nine of Pentacles. It matches with the energy of what I'm saying. I read more of energy of cards. Like, you have this other card sitting here that, oh, it's funny, what's under it? You can't go back to yesterday. Be in the present. Be now in what you're making in this decision. Because this is a big kind of major thing of what I'm saying to you. And that's why it's like, it's important with this pressure. For some reason, it's very important, this timeliness. And no, it's not just now when I'm making this. Whenever you see this, it's time. Like, it's a big thing of needing to decide and stopping something before it happens. Because you can't take something back. And then this has uncertainty. Choose who you will become. Exactly like I've been saying. Pain in the rose is red, covering up errors. Trying to make something look better than it is. Possibly what you're doing or thinking about doing. And in the future, you're going to have to do this with who you become and put on a mask and a face. And you end up walking around, like, not to overuse it, but like just these lower vibrational energies. These people have to wear a mask. These people who are, if they're not narcissists, they have a lot of narcissistic tendencies. Because they do stuff like this. And I'm not saying this, I promise you, in any judgmental way. I'm saying it because you can choose different. Somewhere along the way, yes, sometimes it's nature, sometimes it's nurture, sometimes they have things affecting them. But a lot of those times, maybe even 100%, but different situations, but a lot of those times, they make a decision somewhere along in this course. And I say this respectfully because having done this to me, I have known many times where I've come to this decision where they were very big life choosing, where you could tell your path would be different depending on what you chose. I remember those moments. I remember what I chose. And you could choose also to create. This is all in the golden afternoon. Inspiration, creative spark, imagination, conception. You could choose to create from this and choose from the light. And you are right now, whatever you are doing, you are setting up your course. Know where you wish to go, have a plan, the right direction, and choosing to have a fresh perspective. You either need, if this is a pattern, you either need to stop and choose different. Some of you, a small part of you, this is a pattern. And this is, I guess, a wake-up call for that. Choose something different. Are you going to choose different and choose to level up and stop this pattern? Because it's going to get worse. You're going to get worse. And whatever image you have or whatever mask you've been having, you're no longer going to be able to have or hide anymore. You're not on the side of justice. Like, if you keep doing this, I know you may be doing it and started for the reason of justice, and like the road to hell was paved with good intentions, all that type of stuff. At this point, you're becoming the same or worse than what's been done to you. And that just comes from heartbreak, rose-colored glasses, confusion, and not seeing properly. This is not who you are. And it is unfair, I guess. It feels unfair, the justice card, that stuff like whatever happened to you as a good person, right? It feels unfair. I'm sorry for this being lengthy, but I feel like this is needed. Somebody really needs to hear this. It feels unfair for what was happened to you. It feels unfair when you are a good person and you do everything right, and stuff is done to you, or you are hurt, or you are manipulated, or you are treated certain ways. It is, as a feeling, valid to feel unfair. It is life, though. And a lot of times those things are either just life be lifing. Are you not in a good situation, but you're keeping yourself in a good situation, whether it be because it feels like some other unhealed wounds or whatever, or whether it's just something you really want? Are you not listening to your intuition when you knew you should have got out of something, but for some reason that's where you wanted to be? Or did it just randomly happen? Or did it happen, like I said, to see what you choose, to see what you pick, to see if you can choose better? Not only because the splitting of the lines, the splitting of the world, like the new earth, like there is a splitting happening, and you must choose. I don't know if this was your reason to come about to see what you choose. I don't know if this was a test. I don't know, and it doesn't matter on any of that. I know that right now, what this energy is sitting before me is not who you are. And it's pivotal for some reason. There's time pressure going on here for you to choose right, to choose. This path that you choose going forward is going to be set in for whatever reason. I don't know why, and I don't know honestly if I feel called to dig into that. I have to be careful because I'm that type of person. Before I know it, we'll be sitting here for an hour. But this is really a time for you to choose kind of different. Period, if this is your pattern, or if it's not your pattern. And this is what I feel mostly. I feel some people have this pattern. Mostly, there are some people here that are really good people. And I don't want to say good, bad, like judgment, but like really good-hearted, loving people, right? And it just feels wrong. It feels like it was so unfair. And you're almost like, why? Why then do this? Why sacrifice? Why have that responsibility? Why all these things if this is what's going to happen? And then look, they just took a look what they get. Look at, like, nothing happens. Yes, it does. And for one, it does because the world handles those things. It does because that might just be their timeline right now, and their time's coming for them to figure something out. We're all human, and we're all navigating this the best we can. It does because even if they stay that way, trust me, their life it's going to suck. It's not going to be what you want. It's going to suck. And if it was able to happen, then it wasn't the right thing. And they'll either take care of their own life, or they'll find their way and repent, come out their levels of forgiveness and all that. And you in a loving manner would normally want that, just not around you, or God will take care of it. But the other reason why it is justice to stay being the way you've been is because, unless this is your pattern, is because this is who you are. You're not doing it to gain certain things. You're doing it because it's inherently who you are inside. There is a conscience. There is a connection to God. There's a connection to the light. That is who you are. And no, God doesn't stop those things from happening all the time. Sometimes, if able, but sometimes those are needed for certain reasons, for whatever reason. Whether you had to play that part with someone else, whether they had to play that part with you, whether that was your level up, whether there was a wake up, whatever it was. But what momentum do you want to have going forward? What choice do you want to have? Because for whatever reason, this is a pivotal moment for you. And you don't want to end up like this guy, which is the same or worse than whatever the energy is associated to the people or situation or whatever that did something to you. You don't know what they're dealing with. You don't know what they're going to deal with. You don't know why they did what they did. You don't know any of that, and you don't need to. You don't need to. What you need to know is that you can choose better, and there can be better coming from you for you. That wasn't your situation. That wasn't your actual happiness. But it is coming. If you choose to either exit out of this pattern of energies you've been in, or to choose something different from whatever has been stirring inside you ever since this happened. Which way do you choose to go? What course are you deciding? And not only to go back to your old way of doing good again and not getting what you want, because there's something you've been missing there and not seeing. And honestly, times are changing. I don't think it's going to remain like that anyways. Like, I think most of those people really have to decide. And you're going to see people switching sides. Some that usually were on the more negative side, they're going to decide they don't want it anymore. And it's not who they were. They're going to see something more clearly and they're going to switch to the other side. And you're going to see some people who were on the other side and more of the light or whatever, and realizing that maybe there was a facade to that, or they were doing it for the wrong reasons, or they didn't see high enough to see outside of what was going on, and they chose to go the other way. And this is not a time to do that or play around with that, because those energies are becoming so exaggerated and so divided. It is to come to a union, but it is a division first, because we can't have this middle ground of not knowing, not seeing, and putting your head in the sand anymore, or of covering things up. Who are you? And why are you that way? Don't act like the light if you're doing it for non-altruistic reasons. And I'm not saying you're not light. I feel like you are. Are you doing it because it's inherently who you are and you don't ever want to not be who you are? Are you doing it because you serve God? You serve the light, you serve your highest self. You're going to have to know your whys. And this is a moment to see why and who are you and what are you choosing. And no judgment if you do choose to continue on this. I always have unconditional love. I have boundaries and discernment, but I don't judge. Like, for whatever reason that may need to be your path you go on. I don't know. But considering this reading is here, it's either to stop you or it's to make sure that you are very conscious of your decision as you're making it, so that there is no cognitive dissonance or victimhood or boo-hooing or whatever else. You consciously at this point are making this decision. I am giving you the gift of conscious decision. For the most part. You may not know everything that's going to come from it, but I'm giving you the gift of conscious decision. This may not even be what you want to hear, but it may be what you need to hear. You need to connect back to your source and connect back to God. Pray that they bring you a higher level of understanding of this situation and a more compassion and forgiveness and love, not for them, for you. Because whatever happened, again, maybe it was meant to be, maybe it was whatever, we already said all that. It would suck if even more, not only did this heartbreak happen that you can heal and you can come out better from, but if they took all the other things that are coming for you in this world, blessings that are coming for you in this world, good karma that's coming for you in this world, health, vitality, healing, love, having a sane mind. This isn't a sane mind. This confusion, that's not a sane mind. And even if it works for them, who cares? Let's not focus on that. Because I'm telling you, it doesn't. You don't want that. And for somebody who I'm probably talking to right now that is normally in this whole star, like, magical, higher vibrational energy, this is going to hurt you much more than it would hurt them. Because you're going to feel the difference. Not only are you going to feel the difference because it's going to be a downgrade, it's not who you are. It's not what you come from. It's not what you connect to. It is not your light and your integrity. So that level of contrast, you are going to have anxiety and mental issues and depression and just all types of health stuff. I'm not calling this upon you. I'm saying this is what comes from this, and you will never feel good and peaceful and comfortable in your skin. You will feel like you are always shaking inside. I'm not calling this to you. I'm telling you as somebody of like words of wisdom. You don't want this. And you don't want to make the impact of what they did worse, because not only that would suck, like it getting worse and that action, whatever happened, taking more from you. But you can't even blame it on them, because it was your choice at this point. It was your creation. It was your road that you decided to travel down. No. Let this bring you to better. Have faith in God that He will handle whatever needs to be handled. Have faith in God that He will heal your heart to where you don't even care what happens to those people or situations, but to where they're making things right. God and your highest self, the light, can make things right. The light, trust the light, because the light can do what you don't even know how to do. And trust the reason for it. And trust where you're going. Even if everything in you wants to drag you in the other way and just go tell somebody about themselves energetically, physically, emotionally, or in any other way. Ask God, ask the light to bring you healing and compassion. I call to you energies of compassion and gratitude and understanding and unconditional love, but boundaries, healthy boundaries and discernment. And for the courage and the faith and the inspiration and then the fire and in the childlike curiosity to look in a different direction and move and start to build again, and being excited about what's to come and what opportunities lie forward in your path. That road did not just end. That cycle may have, but your road didn't. Your road is leading to great, abundant, and beautiful, exciting things that you didn't even know you needed yet, that you didn't even know were coming, that you didn't even know you wanted. And your heart is going to heal. You can feel all this from it. But I think that I'm going to leave it here. I don't want to beat a dead horse. No judgment, for real. I love you, and good luck going forward. I feel like you're going to choose, either way, you're going to choose what you're going to choose, and for whatever reason, it's best for you in that moment. I just hope you choose to trust and ask for that higher wisdom and understanding and a compassionate view on what happened. And send prayers and blessings to them. Because what you send out, you receive anyways. Okay? So I love you. Thank you for walking this journey with me. Thank you for listening to all of this and receiving it with all of the love that I was sending and meant it as. And I will be seeing you soon.